last night, that Wednesday night. So yeah. But you got to play with him, and it was awesome. So I'm sure. I'm sure. So Yorma, they're slowing down with touring. That was announced last week. So
Not this year.
not this year. No, not this year. He's doing Carnegie Hall. He's celebrating his 85th birthday and doing a couple of dates out west, doing Carnegie Hall on Thanksgiving weekend. I think he's going to be joined by Steve Earle and Larry and Teresa. And yeah, so not this year. Next year, maybe, but not this year.
Yeah, Yorma's idea of slowing down is different from most people.
I think it is, Cindy. I think it is. I think it's just a different way he does things, and but yeah, it seems like he's still going to do lots of workshops and festivals and one offs. Maybe not full tours. But yeah, oh, it was so nice to see him. It's he's such a great guy, and I'm so glad the two of you work so nicely together. So yeah, good stuff.
It had been a while.
Yeah, yeah.
It had been a while, and it was fun playing the old stuff and some newer stuff. I had never played with him before,
Oh,
and he was busy. When I got to the theater in the afternoon for rehearsal, he was in his dressing room, doing the set list, and redoing some stuff, and commandeering rehearsal. So he's in it. He's immersed and still having a great time.
that's beautiful to see. Yeah, it really, really, truly is. And Justin on drums was amazing. Also, he always is. And then
Always. Yep.
Jack, man, I tell you, he's just as tight as ever on the instrument. Also, always.
Yeah, he's something, and I know that he's also an avid bicycle
Hmm.
person, bicycling miles and miles every day, and working out. And man, he's just he's doing great.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was really great to see everybody. It's so nice when when you get to play with people, sporadically, and sometimes it's years and years apart. But it really is just like seeing old friends. You just really pick up where you left off musically and personally.
I love that. I love that. And yeah, it seems like you can kind of flow into that, Cindy, with kind of whomever you're playing with. I know you have a couple of dates coming up with your buddy Sonny Landreth, who is one heck of a guitarist. Tell me how you guys connected, you and Sonny.
We met, I think it was back in '94, and it was in Portland at the Aladdin Theater. I was playing with the Sleep at the Wheel at that time, and we finished our show in Portland. And because I was such a huge fan of Sonny's, really, really crazy fan of his guitar work, and I didn't even know he was playing in Portland that night. But as a surprise, Ray Benson took me over to the Aladdin Theater to meet Sonny. We caught his last song,
Wow.
and then met him afterwards. And then it wasn't until some years later that I think it was in '99 that I went to Louisiana. I was called to do a instrumental album with Beausoleil, the Cajun group Beausoleil,
Oh,
and a
yeah.
lot of different guests that
Yeah.
Artie Tron produced,
Oh,
called Chez les Cajuns, and there was Sonny. So that was like 5 years later. So we recorded then, and and then in 2001 we were put together to be part of the New York Guitar Festival series. It was a tribute to Skip James, and so we were paired to do some music for that. And then years later, we were put together to celebrate Beausoleil's 25th anniversary. So we were on that tour. So it was very sporadic. And as the years went on, we kept saying, "Oh, we should do something together sometime." And of course, between his schedule and my schedule, that took a long time till we should do something together. But finally, we
but you
started
kept at it.
playing.
You kept at it, right?
We
And
kept at it, and
yeah.
we finally started doing duo concerts, maybe around 2009 or so. And they just it's amazing. It just every show was selling out, and the booking agency just kept booking us, and we do like 3 tours a year now. And so these upcoming dates, where we're going to be at Levon Helms the Barn on November 14th. This is the last of our tours this year, but Sonny is so excited to be coming back to play Levon Helm Studios. He just loved being there. I think we were there maybe 6 years ago.
Oh, that's so nice.
So
And he gets to come to Woodstock, your home. So it's nice.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
great, and we'll be in New Jersey the night before, and
Yep.
I
You
think we're also doing the Iridium in New York City.
Yes, on that
We're
Sunday. So you have
Yeah,
4 nights in a row. You guys don't mess around. Thursday the 13th, you're at the Avenel, New Jersey, the Arts
yeah,
Center.
the Avenel.
Yep.
Yep.
And then Friday the 14th at Levon Helm Studios. I believe there might still be a few tickets left at
I think
levonhelm.com.
so. Uh-huh.
And then Saturday, you're heading up to Plymouth, Massachusetts to go to the Spire Center for Performing Arts. And then, if that wasn't enough, from there, you'd go down to the Iridium and you end your mini tour on Sunday, the 16th, at the Iridium in New York City.
And we were
Wow.
just there. We were
Wow.
just there, I think, at the end of July, beginning of August, and so I think there was a wait list for that show. So
They can't get enough.
they rebooked us.
Yeah.
So, but it's always great playing with Sunny. I just it's to me yet another. It's just we've been friends for such a long time, and so musically, it's almost like we finish each other's sentences musically as well. And people always ask me, "Oh, two slide guitars, how does that work?" But of course, Sunny sings, and it's not just two slide guitars going at once the whole show. We kind of divvy up, rhythm duties, and we break. We do both electric and acoustic, and we do a lot of his songs that he's very famous for, as well as some classic blues material. So it's really for me a very interesting show. I bring a bunch of guitars and we just have a good time creating. Try and really do a wide span of sound. So it keeps it interesting
Here's
for
a
the show.
thought. Here's a thought. Have you ever considered doing, like, at one of these places, a live recording and putting out
We
an
talked
album?
about it.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about it, but that is a situation that somehow it's a lot of challenge to get the sound perfectly enough where you would feel good to put the product out.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, we've talked about that. We've talked about recording an album together, but it's just so hard to get our schedules to match for
Yes.
something like that.
Yeah.
But we keep talking about it, just like we talked about someday getting to do some shows together. Maybe in another 10 years it'll happen.
Yeah, yeah.
I
If you
don't
throw it out
know.
there to the universe, right, Cindy? You have to throw it out there and at least want it, and then maybe someday the stars will align and the schedules, more importantly, will align, and you'll
Yes.
be able to put something together. I saw Sunny years ago, and I'm really sad, and I really truly am, to be missing your show at Levon's. I'm going to be away that week, so
Oh,
I am
oh,
missing it because I would love to see the two of you together. I've seen him separately, and I just anything, Cindy, that you play on, you just add this new dimension, and you make everything sound better. And I think I tell you this every time I see you perform live, and it's just so true. So I can't even imagine the two of you, these wizards on both of your instruments together. It must just be musical heaven, quite honestly. And
well, it does it does feel like that
yeah,
every show. I really and it's a very different thing. I'm mostly used to playing with a full band. So when we started playing together, especially our very first show together way back when at the New York Guitar Festival in 2001, it felt very strange and almost very naked. It took a long time to get used to working on a show where there was no drums, no bass, no nothing else. But it does work, and and we've done so many shows since then. We also did Eric Clapton's Crossroads Guitar Festival
Oh,
the
nice.
year before last, and well, Sonny does that. Eric Clapton calls on Sonny every year to open the New York Guitar Festival,
Wow.
and he just recorded with Clapton recently too. They're old friends, but I really enjoy the just the back and forth that we were able to do as just two people.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So I think I just last time I saw you was just a few weeks ago, and boy, was that a fun night! It was, I believe, the opening night of the Woodstock Film Festival, where you and your friend John Sebastian were there because of the Honky Tonk Wednesday film that came out. Tell us about that. What an
That was
experience!
it was definitely an experience. Well, the honky tonk thing for people in the Hudson Valley um, that are new to it was the brainchild of Connor Kennedy, who is a fantastic multi instrumentalist from these parts, and he goes to Nashville quite a bit, and he had gotten wind of a little on the down low happening at one of the VFWs in Nashville, which was a lot of the top studio musicians that just work in the studio mostly every day. They, of course, they're in the studio, so they want to play live, but they didn't want to play at any of the kind of, touristy or very common clubs around Nashville. So they just started playing at VFWs. And that's when Connor got the idea, maybe, we should try this in Kingston. And he would drive by the VFW in Kingston on East Chester Street often and think, oh, that looks like a good place to maybe try honky tonk. And he went in there and spoke to Jack, lovely guy who manages the place, and said, what do you think? How about Wednesday nights? And Jack looked at the calendar and said, okay. And it was only supposed to go for a month. It was only supposed to be April of last year, and it caught on like wildfire.
Yes.
So myself and Connor and Will Bryant on keys, Lee Falco on drums, Brandon Morrison, we try and do those Wednesday nights whenever we are all in town, but it's all very classic country music. It's not line dance music. It's not contemporary country. It's Merle Haggard, Buck Owens. It's all of that. And we have a dance instructor, Barry
I
Koffler.
was just going to say
Uh,
that. Yeah, you guys, they do dance lessons like an hour or so, maybe 40 minutes, whatever it is, before um, the show actually starts. And yeah,
right, so everybody can do the Texas two-step or whatever. Barry teaches some swing dance and Texas two-step, and I just want to say that you don't have to dance when you come to the to these honky tonk shows at the VFW. There's plenty of tables and chairs, but it was such a fun thing, and this summer when we were there for the month of July, they were turning people away.
yeah.
It was just incredible.
Talk about sold
So
out, and I mean, my goodness. And you don't make a reservation to go; you just kind of show up, But
you just show up.
yeah,
Yes.
but so much fun, and yeah, and then this guy came, Alex, and started filming, and now has this like 20-minute film that's out that premiered at the Woodstock Film Festival, which is why you were there, and of course John Sebastian, the legendary John Sebastian, right? He thought maybe he'd come in, play one or two of the honky tonks. You can't get rid of him. Now he loves it, and he just stays.
He is an honorary member of the honky tonk band, so much so that the guys, because we all wear matching clothing, we got to keep it authentic, old country. So John became such a regular that the guys bought him a matching shirt.
Love that. Oh,
So it's so great. We love having John there. He
yeah,
has such a good time.
yeah, yeah.
So at the so yes, this wonderful documentary, which is really beautifully filmed. I think it really captured what goes on and what a special thing happened that Connor created on these Wednesdays. It covered that, and it also covered I think a lot of the vast cross section of people. I
Yes.
mean, I have such a good time just people watching when I can take my eyes off of what I'm doing on the steel guitar. But we get such a huge variety of people. And so the documentary also focused on that, and also a lot on Ulster County
Hmm.
and what has happened since COVID. And it was really a film that not only about the music and how such a fun idea turned into such a major event, but also how it brought such a big cross section of a community together.
On a Wednesday night.
And
On a
on a
Wednesday.
Wednesday night,
Yeah.
well, we start early enough,
Right.
dance lesson 6:15, and then we play at 7:15, and it's early enough. It ends at
Right.
10, and
Right.
people come out, all ages, kids, so everybody just has a good time. And the film was very well received, and I think it will hopefully have some legs.
I hope
And
so too. And you always had special guests come in and for these honky tonk Wednesdays, and it just yeah, it
Oh,
was
we had great guests. We had Joan Osborne, Maria Muldaur,
yeah.
we had Jenny Muldaur. We had so many people, various guests that you just never know who's going to show up. So we're not sure um, when we're going to do it again. I believe we might be doing it on New Year's Eve. Stay tuned. There'll be a
Oh.
big announcement.
Oh,
So
that place is gonna. I mean, you have to. I don't know. That's yeah. You need a bigger place. It's
we're going to have to get a bigger boat. Yes.
yeah, yeah,
We're gonna
yeah.
have to.
Yeah, or they're going to just have to put an addition on, or bring the party outside and inside as well, and just put speakers outside. I don't know, but that sounds like so much fun. And of course, it'd be remiss to say that Connor Kennedy, Lee Falco, and Brandon Morrison, all part of the Honky Tonk Wednesdays, are now part of a international act. Tell us.
Oh, they are. They're playing with Sam Smith as a residency in Brooklyn for a few months, and so Lee Falco and Brandon Morrison went to audition separately, I might add, on the same day for Sam, and of course nailed it. And then a week later, Sam decided he wanted to add another guitar player. Connor was in Italy taking a month off with family, and got the phone call. Yeah, you're hired sight unseen.
Wow.
So Connor's part of it too. I just saw Connor playing on Stephen Colbert's show, just doing. It was just a beautiful. It was Connor and another guitar player, and I'm sorry I don't know his name because he was amazing, and Sam just doing a trio thing
Wow.
on Stephen Colbert. But and then Will Bryant is touring with Joan Osborne. So
Yeah.
needless to say, that is why the honky tonks kind of ended
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
the fall and winter.
Everybody's a little bit busy. It's the Hudson Valley Wrecking Crew. I had Larry and Teresa on last weekend and last week, and then we were talking about it. And Teresa said same thing. That's the Hudson Valley Wrecking Crew. Those guys right there. So,
They
yeah.
really are. They're young but old souls,
Oh
and
yeah.
they are really walking encyclopedias of every genre of music. And when we did the honky tonks, I knew and also presented a good amount of material from, my years with Asleep at the Wheel and my years of playing with fantastic guitar player Ed Volkart in Austin, and playing with so many country artists that I was familiar with the older country music, and a lot of them, Connor and the guys were too, and so it was very fun to collaborate and everyone bring to the table, present different songs every week, because we try and always do new songs when we do the honky tonk night,
Hmm.
and we all play so many different genres of music that it really worked, and sometimes, we get subs. We had Scott Milici on keyboards when Will was not there. We had Tony Leone from Little Feat when Lee Falco was away. So we always we always get some
You
really
get,
good sets
yeah,
too.
top-notch replacements. And I will say that Lee Falco will be at the Local Motion Benefit. When he got this gig, I'm like, oh no, do I need a new drummer? And no, it actually works out perfectly that he will be playing with you this weekend. So yeah, yeah, amazing. So, but I'm so happy for those guys, and they just, I mean, they so deserve it. They have worked so hard, and it's just beautiful to see their careers just go into the stratosphere. So,
Skyrocketing.
yeah, yeah,
Definitely.
yeah. No, it's just absolutely beautiful. So, yeah. So, Cindy, also some of the songs I'm going to play after we're done talking shortly. I love lately. I've just been having all the guests pick out whatever music y'all want me to play when I'm hosting you guys, and you and Carolyn Wonderland and Shelley King. When the three of you rock and roll badass women get together, you just put some fire onto that stage, and it's just so beautiful. I know you guys recently played, right, at Colony or something.
Yeah, that was I think it was on a Sunday night. We had such a wonderful crowd, and we had been doing some dates before then in Massachusetts, and right before that, Carolyn and I were up at the Full Moon Camp in Big Indian for their Masters of the Telecaster workshop week. And obviously, I do not play Telecaster guitar, but I'm thrown into the mix just for a little something different to teach lap steel. And so Jim Weir was there, and so many great artists at that camp that week. So Carolyn and I were there collaborating, and then did
Showing them
the
how it's done.
Massachusetts,
You were showing
showing
them
them how
how
it's
it's
done.
done. Now, this is a new release, The Whistling Past the Graveyard Again. That is one of Carolyn's newest tracks, yes, off her album Truth Is.
Yes, that was her latest release that is getting so much play and charting and did so well. Dave Alvin produced it. All the tracks were recorded in Austin. I went to Austin for the recordings, doing a few tracks, and it was great. Marcia Ball was there. Ruthie Foster was there,
I'm so sad
and
about her.
yes, Marcia Ball is
She,
very sad, and I know it is public news now
yes,
that
it
she was
is.
just diagnosed with Lou Gehrig's disease, ALS, and it's just devastating for all of us.
Yeah. Yeah, every day is a gift. And yeah,
It
the
definitely is.
music though, and that she made, and what a performer she was herself, and just left so much music behind, and what a legacy. Did you and Carolyn, did you guys meet when you were in Austin? Because you, of course, lived down there for a really long time.
Yes, I lived there for 23 years.
Wow.
I moved there in '92 when I was hired by Asleep at the Wheel. And when I left Asleep at the Wheel, almost 10 years later, I just decided to stay there because the music scene was so plentiful there. So yes, that is where I met Carolyn and started collaborating with her and Shelley King. Um, we had a group called Texas Guitar Women that started with Sue Foley and Marcia Ball and Lisa Pankratz on drums and Sarah Brown on bass, and then Carolyn and Marcia Ball joined, and Shelley and Rosie Flores was also part of Texas Guitar Women. So over the years, we all collaborated together
Mm.
on different gigs, recording projects. I think when I met Shelley, it was to do a recording for, I think, one of her first albums, actually, in the '90s.
Wow.
So um, it's really great to maintain these friendships musically and personally after all these years. And it's always great when they come to the Hudson Valley once a year. So it's always really great to see them and work with them. They're in Europe right now.
Nice.
They just finished some dates in Spain, and I believe they're in Germany right now. It's hard to keep track of them. They're so busy.
Love that. Love that. That's so great. And you're so busy yourself. You're always out and about. If not, you're doing recording sessions, and Cindy Cashdollar, you won a couple of Grammys when you were with Asleep at the Wheel. You've been inducted, first woman ever to be inducted. I mean, wow, that must have been such a great honor into the Texas Steel Guitar Hall of Fame. I mean, that's really cool. That's a great notch in your belt, shall we say?
That was a very huge honor. It's not an instrument for whatever reasons that you see many women playing. I know Sarah Jory over in the UK is a steel player, as was Barbara Mandrell, as was probably a lot of women I'm forgetting right now. But it really was an honor because it was basically as people would call it, in the men's club.
Hmm.
So that was an honor, and certainly winning Grammys, as a member of this Asleep at the Wheel. And people always say, well, what did it feel like? But to me, it always just felt like kind of just a nod for the many miles that you travel, all the many years that you work and work and work to hone your craft.
Where are your
And
Grammys?
They are on the fireplace mantle here in my house in
Oh,
Woodstock.
oh,
After all
nice.
that work, after all that work, I want to look at them, and they're on the
Absolutely.
fireplace mantle. And above that mantle is a beautiful painting of my grandparents' farm. My grandparents had the Locust Grove Dairy, just a few miles outside of Woodstock and Wittenberg for many years. My family had a dairy that served the area, and so it's just kind of a nice pairing
You're
of
about as local
memories.
as they get with your family history here.
I'm pretty local,
You
yeah.
are. I mean, you're really like went to school here in Woodstock. You were born. You're like just grew up here in Woodstock. Yeah, you moved away, of course, and you're a touring musician. But it's certainly nice to have you back here. And I know I came to Tivoli in 1972 when I was very young, and so we've all seen a lot of changes in the Hudson Valley since then. Um,
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's
Oh
it's
yes.
yeah, yeah,
Ever
it's
changing. It always has been, I think. Although now I know since COVID, we have all in the different areas, Saugerties and Hudson and Catskill and Kingston and all over the place. Rhinebeck, there's just been major changes. But growing up here, I also saw those changes in, the Woodstock Festival, the original festival
mhm.
in '69. That was just another major change as a teenage, just becoming teenager that I saw, and that was really eye opening. But I know even before that, in the early '60s, this was really a Woodstock itself, and I know most of the area was just a lot of farmers and shopkeepers and but also artists were always drawn to this
Yes,
area. It's
yes,
always been an area of creative people.
right.
But yeah, it's try and make a left turn from anywhere. You got to wait a
You
bit.
do, especially on the weekends. Forget, just leisurely driving through the towns around here right now. Hey, I just got to tell
But
you, I'm
yeah.
going to share this with you. I just literally got a text from your cousin Rachel Yamagata, and
Oh
she
gosh, I love her.
sent me a photo, and it says Girls' Day at the Getty Museum. So her and Caroline are doing a Girls' Day at the Getty Museum, and they had to send me a photo.
Oh, that is great. I am so glad your amazing daughter, Caroline, got the gig of the century
I
at
mean,
such a young age, touring with Rachel Amagata. If anybody gets a first tour, it should be with Rachel, and
well,
I
and it's
I bet
all because of
it's
you.
amazing.
So when I had Rachel on, it was because of your invitation to see you play with Joan Osborne at the Tarrytown Music Hall on a Sunday night in June. And I said to Caroline, "Hey, you want to go?" She's like, "Yeah, sure. I got nothing going on. Let's go." So we go see this wonderful show. You guys sounded unbelievable. We go backstage, and for the first time, I met Rachel, even though she had been booked to be on my show. And then Rachel and Caroline just like went off into a corner and just became the fastest of friends. And Caroline says, Mom, she needs a violinist for her tour. And I'm like, what? So, I mean, amazing. And it's the most beautiful experience. And Rachel seems to have just taken her under the wings. And I mean, I'll never thank you enough for that. And it was just, I mean, you couldn't have, it was just organic and it was just beautiful, but it was being in the right place at the right time.
It was one-stop shopping, I think, that night backstage for you guys. And I love Rachel, and people always go, "You're cousins with Rachel Yamagata."
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but our great grandmothers were sisters
Love
on
that.
Rachel's mom's side, and that's how we are related. So I know it's very funny when people see us together, or the rare time we do a show together, and Rachel goes, "And this is my cousin Cindy Cashdollar."
Right, right.
But
Yeah. Well, I hope you do that. I know
it's
you
true.
ladies played with Joan Osborne, the three of you, which are you're of course good friends. You played at Maverick concerts. So I'm hoping I see something with the three of you down the pike at some point.
I hope
Because
so, and maybe with your amazing daughter
daughter
too.
as
And
a
I have not
violinist.
seen Rachel's new show this year, but
Oh,
I
it's
hear
amazing.
that Caroline's just killing it.
She
So
is.
I
I'll
am
I'll
so
text you. I'll
glad.
text you one of the videos when we get off, and she really is. And you know what's really nice, Cindy? Like I was more nervous. I went to opening night at Fairfield Theater. I was more nervous. Like she just looked like a natural sitting there with her. Caroline did, and it was just taking it in stride. They were like didn't look like nerves, but it was. She's found her little. She's found her thing now, and it's just really nice that a door like this opened up, and that Rachel really believes in her. And yeah,
Well, Rachel is to me just such an incredible songwriter,
yes,
incredible artist, and such a beautiful human being. And I think, when I found out from you that Carolyn had been gotten the gig, I just thought this is Caroline's stepping stone,
yes.
and every career has them. And I think this is a beautiful launch, and I can't think of any better situation and any better artist that she could have experienced for a first time on the road.
Yeah.
And so I'm really thrilled, and I just I just think it's wonderful. Caroline's 25,
20 she just turned
right?
25 on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
And
a very happy birthday for
yeah,
her.
I mean, yeah, she was in San Francisco on her birthday, and then they rented this camping place. They were off that day up in Mount Shasta. I mean, Rachel is totally like unbelievably taking care of this kid, and it's just so
Oh yeah.
beautiful to see. And they're in L.A.
That's
at
what
the
Rachel
Getty
was.
Museum right now, and doing a show
This is
tomorrow,
great.
and then they
Oh,
fly.
this is great.
Yes. Yeah. They
I
fly
love
home
it.
Friday night, and Caroline will be at the benefit concert on Saturday. So,
Well, we won't put her to work. We know she needs a night
oh
off,
no, she's
but
playing. She's playing. She's
oh, is
playing.
she? I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah, she's
Oh,
going to
great.
be one of the opening acts. So I have, when I booked this, when I this benefit, I was like, of course, we all know you guys and Gail and Larry, but my show is also like I want to let some people that maybe bands didn't know play also. So I've got two opening bands that are doing a 20-minute set, and we're going to introduce some new music to the listeners. And you
I
know,
think that's great. And Gail Ann Dorsey, that's right, she's going to be there. I love her. I had such a great time with her on the road earlier this summer
yeah.
when we did Joan Osborne's
Mm-hmm.
Dylanology tour.
Yeah.
That was just amazing.
She'll be at the concert, and of course you and Lee and Brian Mitchell is coming, and Larry Campbell, and I mean, yeah. And so Caroline's playing with Tiny Spores, which is her boyfriend's band, who is an amazing jazz guitarist. He reminds me a lot of Mike D'Amico. And
Oh, wow, he's
yeah,
great.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So we've got all kinds of music. Some you know and some you don't, but that's what this show does, because I believe there's so much good music out there that
There's a lot of good stuff, and I wish Jack Petroselli was going to be there, but I
I
guess he's
know.
busy with the Fab Four. I thought he was going to be there,
Yeah,
but I guess
yeah. And
not.
I
He's
know
a fabulous guitar
Andy
player.
Stack was going to be there. But now Andy Stack is going on the road with Joan because Jack is with the Fab Four.
I guess we're all interchangeable here.
That's the beauty. You guys play together so beautifully that, it's just like, yeah, okay, this is what you're doing today with who? Okay, you'll make it work. And that's just the beautiful thing. But Cindy, I'm
That is
going
great.
to play your music. I'm going to say that listeners can go to cindycashdollar.com. You're also on the social medias and just to go see you perform live, because what you add to each performance, and I do mean each performance that you do, whether it's whatever genre you want to pick, you are just you make it, you're the icing on the cake, you're the cherry on the top, and you're just an amazing talent, and you wear the best boots ever, and you're like the nicest person. So, I mean, you've got the whole package. And I'm really
Oh,
excited
thank
to
you.
see you on Saturday for a big hug. And yeah, we're going to have a really good time. And
I know we are. Thank you so much for the beautiful words. I love music. I love all different kinds, and so glad to have grown up here and been exposed to so much different kinds of music, and that continues. And you are certainly a catalyst for it. So thank you for 10 years of your wonderful show,
oh my gosh, thank you.
and
And
we're
you're
going to
Woodstock
celebrate it all.
royalty, now you're Woodstock royalty. You used to look up to the Woodstock royalty when you were young. And now you're there, and you are. And now
The
people look.
pressure's on.
No, no, no pressure. It's organic, it's natural, and it's just what you've become. And you are like a Woodstock legend. I'm honored that you are taking the time on Saturday to join us, to be there, and to just have some fun and to celebrate. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart, because time is the most precious gift we can give one another. So thank you for yours,
That's certainly true.
and I will see you on Saturday with a big hug, Cindy. Thanks for your time
Oh,
today.
looking forward to it.
All
Yes.
right. Sounds
And
good.
then
I'm
we're going to
going
have
to
a good time.
Yeah, we are. I'm going to play Whistling Past the Graveyard again, and I will see you in a few days, and enjoy the rest of your day.
You too, Rita. Thanks so much, and thanks for all the listeners tuning in. And I'll see you Saturday.
See you Saturday. Thank you. Take care,
Okay.
Cindy. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.
91.3 WVKR Independent Radio, Poughkeepsie, New York. Now, let's take a listen to Carolyn Wonderland's Whistling Past the Graveyard again, featuring today's guest, Cindy Cashdollar, on 91.3 WVKR.
My work is done, I'm hanging with my friend, hoping that this night will never end. Well, my bills are due, but for now I will pretend, 'cause I'm whistling past that graveyard again. Oh, there ain't nobody lying, I'm doing wrong, just blowing off some steam, it's been too long. I work hard every day, so if I piss it all away, I'll be whistling past the graveyard all alone. Whistling past that graveyard again. Whistling past the graveyard again. Well, I work hard every day, so if I piss it all away, I'll be whistling past the graveyard all alone. savoir faire. I'll go tip the band if you can get me in. Yes, I'm whistling past that great